Hi, hello, my name is Kira. I'm back. This is going to be Legend of Vox Machina, Season 3, Episode the one after Percy dies. Haha. So I do want to go over just, I had thoughts. I went back and I watched the last few minutes of the episode. Was not fun, but I wrote down a few thoughts at least because I didn't say anything, I don't think, coherent. I didn't really see anything coherent, so I felt like putting down a few notes at least on that. And then I'll get on to the next episode. I do want to say though, I didn't go through the comments of the last video and like and comment the way that I usually want to, but I did read them, and I just want all of you to know, whether you commented on that or whatever, you know, it's like, this is one of the most lovely little fandoms I've ever had the pleasure of interacting with. 97% of my interactions have been with just really wonderful, lovely people. And I just hope you know that that even if I didn't reply or show any indication that I did read your comment, I did, and I appreciate it, and you guys are just really, really awesome, and I really need you to know that. I need you to know that. Anyway, so I have some sticky notes. They're not great thoughts, but I have them. Okay, so really quickly, kind of gonna try to get through these quick. Okay, so first, I think it's really cute that Percy knew the hour by heart, that he has it going in his head, like a clock going in his head at all times. Let's see. Percy has always used his coat as like a symbol of propriety, but also like of who he is. It has the white stone buttons on it and everything. So when like he gives it away to Vex, that had meaning because it was more than just a coat. Percy's coat is always more than just a coat, right? Like other characters have been able to switch costumes up, and it's been okay. Like obviously, it would be now. Yeah, it's like if Vax took the matron's armor off now, you know, it would be like, oh, okay, that's meaningful. Percy's clothing has always had that meaning. The coat has always had that meaning. It's been something that he uses to close himself off, but it's also something that he uses as a symbol. It's a symbol not only of Whitestone, but of his own like ranking, his own nobility, his own propriety, his own idea of what he shouldn't do. And so like when he takes it off to give it for Vex, that's meaningful, not because it's a coat, but because it's Percy's coat, right? So him taking it off and being able to use it as a distraction is almost like it's a symbol of him being able to let go of what that coat has represented, but also acknowledging that what that coat has done for him was important. Like the last thing it does is distract Anna so that he can finish his plan. And so it's almost like when he's had this coat that he's used as a way to close himself off, it's almost acknowledging that it's like, yes, for a while Percy needed this, but at the end here he doesn't. It has its use, but then he's able to shed that away, shed that part away, and so at the end of his life he no longer has this coat that has symbolized so much, and is instead bare and open and vulnerable in a way that and we don't often see him, because most of the time he has the stupid coat on. Not all the time, I know he hasn't all the time, but it has been a symbol. It is a symbol from the character, and like I think if you were trying to cosplay Percy, I think that it would be like, okay, white hair, coat, and the fake gun, you know, would be the three important things. Oh, glasses, I suppose. Glasses, okay, fourth thing. But the coat's important. So the idea of shedding it because he no longer needs it for the person he is going to become in the next few minutes, but also realizing that it has its uses and did kind of help him survive along the way is also important. I like that. The fact that Orthax... I love that at one point in time, Orthax had to force Percy to not shoot in order to not end his own life, and then Anna is incapable of controlling Orthax to not shoot in order to try to end Percy's life. 2 times that Orthax was able to take control over its host, once with the intention of stopping Percy from killing himself, and once with the intention of killing Percy itself. I think that's interesting. It's a little mirror, and I like it. Of course, Orthax abandons Anna, when she has the big explosion. We know that he's never been kind to his hosts. But this is not something that I acknowledged in my last video, I think, at all. But Percy defeats Orthax. Orthax never triumphs over Percy. Anna does, but Orthax does not. When Orthax causes the gun to shoot, Percy survives that by hiding the plate beneath his shirt. He survives it. And so in that way, I was upset about, the idea of Percy actually losing to the darkness. He didn't. He beat it the whole way. He might lose to something else, but he never lost to Orthax. He was always triumphant in that fight. So, screw you, Orthax. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts about Anna and Percy, and I feel like I should just make a separate video about it. Honestly, I think that's most of my post-it notes here are actually talking about Anna and Percy, so, I think I probably will just make a analysis video about that, actually. But I do want to say that her relationship with Percy is certainly much more complicated than just... It's complicated, and they haven't always wanted each other dead, and they, and it's like they've been in this weird dance the entire time, and that's how I'm almost certain that Ripley's going to die this season, because if Percy ended his arc, and he did, it was a completed character arc of someone who was driven by vengeance to someone who openly and fully shows not only mercy, because mercy would be, okay, Anna, I'm not going to kill you. He shows kindness. He shows openness and compassion, and he's also not wearing a coat, which is again why I was going on about the coat. It isn't just mercy of, I'm not going to kill you. It is, I can help you get rid of the demon. Your mind can be a gift to the world. He doesn't want to lock her up forever. It's like he wants to be able to take the thing that Anna has valued always about him, that she obviously values about herself, and say, hey, we can do something with this that is good. It can be a tool for the world. It can be good. You can still do good, Anna. That's beyond mercy, okay? That's showing true compassion and kindness to Anna. And then because Orthax, I know that Orthax is still around, but he is not present in the scene at all, not with smoke, not with any sort of mask that Anna puts on her face, not in her eyes. He is not present in the scene when she makes the decision to respond to kindness and compassion with killing. And I think part of that is because she has been trying to mold Percy into a bit of herself, because she sees how similar they are, and without understanding why he doesn't quite let stuff slide back. I don't know. I'm gonna make an Anna and Percy video, I think, just because their relationship has me tossing and turning. But I think it's kind of at that moment that she realized that they won't actually ever be the same. And so while she has kept him alive and actually saved his life more than once, I mean, she saved his life more than once when they were going after the Briarwoods by, by tackling him down when he, walked into a trap. And also, in the acid trap, when they were the ones who, were figuring out how to save the group from the acid. She has not expressed a desire for Percy to die until kind of this moment where it's like, oh, okay, we'll never actually be the same. Because I think ultimately Anna is a very lonely character who can't connect to people. And then she finds someone whose mind kind of works like hers, and yet she remains incapable of connecting to him. And in the end, what she has is a demon who will use and discard her as it sees fit. Yeah. So because Anna and Percy have existed as these kind of you know, orbiting spheres, these mirrors to each other, these foils, narrative foils, I do fully expect her to die soon. If Percy had not completed his character arc, which he definitely did, he has a complete character arc, going from the vengeful man to the one who offers compassion and mercy and kindness, then I would say that it would possibly be Anna having to be assimilated into the group and then shown kindness, and being able to not take Percy's place, but to take his foil and give her some sort of redemption. But Percy fully redeemed himself. There's nothing in his character arc that really has to happen anymore. And so I don't think that Anna needs to be alive anymore at all, because she was part of his arc and now his arc is complete. So she can die. Yeah. So the fact that they paralleled Vex holding Percy's body to the way that he held her in the icy cave when they promised that they weren't going to like make their relationship meaning anything. Thanks, animators. And yeah. The last thing that I want to talk about, because it's getting too long, Percy's eyes are open even in death, and that's great, because Percy's eyes being being hidden by his shining glasses or hidden by the plague doctor mask, that's always been a sign of him kind of slipping back into that vengeful personality, or even just kind of, I mean, he has those moments of like anime nerd, push your glasses up your nose sort of thing, but when his eyes are hidden, that's when you know that you have to be watching out for what Percy might be thinking or doing, because it's possibly not good. So the fact that he, in death, has his eyes wide open and they are both green, none of that Orthax haven't half shed. It's a representation of the fact that he died pure and good with none of that vengeance inside of him. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, I hate seeing it. I hate seeing his eyes open, staring at nothing. But it is a representation, I mean, of finding him without his coat, which always represented that personal bubble and everything, and like what he thought he had to be, And then those wide open eyes of, complete, I want to say purity, actually. He's dead, but he's open, and he's open, and he's good. There's nothing to show that he is at all tainted by Orthax. So those were just my thoughts a little bit. I really do just want to make a video talking about Anna and Percy, because I've got a lot more going on about that. But for now, you're not here for this. You're here for the one after Percy dies. So I'm just going to start at the beginning. I know that the last time I watched a little bit of this one, just to confirm that Percy was indeed going to pop up and still be alive, that they would do a ritual so that he would be alive, and then that did not happen. So I'm going to go back and start from the beginning of that one. So, yeah. Let me do that. Okay, so this is definitely different from in the comics, but I think the comics are also what's different from in the campaign. I think this is actually closer to what's happened in the campaign. So, but you know what? The beautiful thing about when you get multiple versions of the same story is you get to pick which one you want. I always just pick and choose what I like from each version and then make it into my version, and then it's beautiful and perfect. So.
What are you?
can tell it's a flashback because he doesn't have a beard.
Okay, door's open.
Alright, which one of these prisoners is the mark? I told you, cult leader. Big payoff if we bust him out.
You there. Happen to be some sort of cultist?
I beg your pardon?
Other cells are empty. This must be our asshole.
If you're looking for the
you will
Raven
say that a
mystic,
lot
you
of
missed him by
times.
2 days. Seems confinement didn't agree with his constitution.
I did see the comment about that looking like Taliesin. It does. Okay.
Gross.
Damn it. Guess we can kiss that reward goodbye.
Maybe not. You don't seem like you belong in a place like this.
Funny. You do.
We're a bit short on funds,
Oh,
and
so
you
snarky.
talk like you come from money. If we break you out, how much would it be worth?
A small fortune, I dare say. If I weren't flat broke at the moment.
A detail you might have withheld until you were free.
Why bother lying? You learn soon enough I've not a silver to my name. In fact, I'm totally alone in the world. Perhaps you can relate.
That's an interesting line there, for him to be talking to a person who just came in with a group of other people and be like, can you relate to being alone in the world? It's almost like when people say hurt people, hurt other people, it's like lonely people can sense other lonely people. And, Vex, of course, does purposely isolate herself from almost everyone except for Vax. So, makes sense.
It turns out, when you hit rock bottom, the truth is your only bargaining chip. Admitting you need help, it changes people's hearts.
You're shit at negotiating, you know that, right?
Against you,
But you are
definitely.
brutally honest.
You might need that sort of honesty someday.
Very well.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not actually. This is what I record these videos for. Percy is honest. Like, he's not straight. He's not forthcoming, but he is honest. Just the funny thing, because I think people sometimes kind of assume that, like, if you have secrets that you're not an honest person, but it's like, when you do ask him about stuff, he tells. It's just that people don't ask him stuff, and he definitely doesn't volunteer stuff, and he doesn't project the please ask me stuff about my past aura, exactly. But I do love here that he is offering honesty instead of anything else. He's not saying, I have a really cool weapon. He's not saying anything like that. He's basically saying, I will tell you the truth. Maybe you'll need that. And I think possibly that could be coming from, if he's looking at Vex and kind of seeing someone who's lonely, and if he's seeing that, then he's probably seeing someone who's skeptical, who doesn't trust, who finds it very, very, very difficult to trust. The idea that Percy could honor, honestly, he got betrayed in such a terrible way that I think, and then tortured into like telling the truth about things. I'm not like the truth, saying that he was lying, but it's like, he didn't know what they wanted. It's like, so for someone whose entire like upheaval in life was caused through treachery, for him to be in this moment offering honesty and not his prowess in a fight or anything like that, the fact that he's clever, the fact that he can make stuff go boom, you know, he's offering honesty, which is something that has not been part of his life for a while. And I just think that's and he's offering to Vex, and I think that's that hurts.
But you are brutally honest.
You might need that sort of honesty someday.
Very well. Let's see where the truth takes us. What's your name, anyways?
Yeah, let me know. How much fun did Talos and Jaffe have every time that people were like, okay, give us your full name? It's just like, it had to drive the other players insane, didn't it? Anyway, no, I love that he's offering honesty. That's so just meaningful. But so meaningful for a character who is so closed off and so wary, and just but the thing that he offers is honesty. It's really beautiful.
The people of Whitestone are no strangers to loss. Grief has become our most familiar neighbor. And yet the sorrow of this tragedy is somehow crueler than the rest, as our cherished brother, friend, and noble son has been stolen from us anew. Like his family, Percival de Rollo was a man of deep devotion to his home and loyalty to its people.
Sorry. First things first. But also, what's the necklace? Because I noticed him wearing that necklace when they went to the Feast of Realms, and Vex had a matching one. So what's with the necklace? God, this is the worst.
Anew. Like his family, Percival de Rollo was a man of deep devotion to his home and loyalty to its people. And though not religious, he believed in Whitestone with every fiber of his being. His heart found meaning in our history, but his mind illuminated our future, spending the hours and minutes of his life carving our legacy with the unwavering chisel of time. When we kneeled broken, Percy stood tall, reminding us that hope is a flame worth fostering. And though today we say goodbye, the Dawnfather will keep his eternal spark alive in all of us.
She just got him
his
back.
name we pray. Deliver the light where darkness dwells.
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 Oh God, are they putting him in like the family tomb thing? Don't. Same. Trinket.
What happened?
You're too late.
Where's Percy?
There's a reason I've been pressing you about this. I'm in love with you. Sister.
I couldn't say it. I wasn't strong enough.
Oh, darling.
You're the strongest person I know.
I was worried how he'd react, how you'd react. I closed off my heart when I should have opened it. Gods, I am a bad luck charm.
Why would you say such a thing?
My love ruins everything it touches. The idea of feeling that strongly again terrified me. And now, Percy never knew.
Of course he did. You may have been an aloof, indignant asshole, but Percy was sharper than I. And every time you gazed at him, I knew.
You did?
You'd be a fool to miss it. And that man was no fool.
Even so, what was unsaid will remain so. How can I live with that? How can anyone?
Oh, Vex. God. Vex, you've been keeping Vax alive for years now. You think you're a bad luck charm? And I know why she thinks she is, but God, that has to be heartbreaking. That has to be heartbreaking for Vax to know that he can't prove her wrong. Because he is the stark antithesis to everything that Vex may say about herself. That her love is a bad luck charm, that it does this, that it does this. Because, like, Vax is still here and he's healthy, and it's because Vex has saved his life so many times, and because she's been there to look after him as his sister. But she's unable to see her triumphs and only her failures, of course. It's so rough how an episode ago everybody was rolling their eyes going, they're so obvious, oh my gosh, can't they just, like, stop pretending already? And then just an episode later, Vax has to be like, it was obvious. It was so obvious.
Hey. Is Vex okay?
No.
Are you?
No.
I'm sorry for running away from us.
Come inside.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is the thing. That is the thing. It's like, weirdly enough, I've actually written characters doing this. You think I was a wreck after Percy? It's like when I've killed off my own original characters, especially ones that, like, some of them are put out into the world and I know that they're going to die. They're created to die. I still cry when I kill them, but there's occasionally the character that I did not plan to have die, and then it just I realize that it's like it's necessary, or it fulfills their arc, or whatever it is. Them dying is the way that the story has to go. And then I'm gone. I'm not. But it's always the idea: is it better to characters struggling with the idea of, is it better to say it or not if the person may die? Because one way, I don't know. If you don't say it out loud, that doesn't have to make it real, but obviously Vex feels strongly enough about it being real that it doesn't matter one way or the other. I mean, because in some ways you would think that it's better. Like, if you could conceivably say, well, I don't say it back, therefore they're not imagining a future with me, so when they die, they're not dying thinking that they're missing out on this future. They're just dying, knowing that I haven't said it back yet, so you know, maybe there's regret that they don't love. I don't know, if I was used to use Percy as an example, like, so he's gonna die thinking that Vex doesn't love him, but at least he's not dying knowing that he's gonna miss out on this life with Vex, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's just rough. It's individual to the character and the relationship and all that stuff. But it's a rough question always. Like, when do you throw the "I love yous" around when someone might be dying soon?
The future has frightened me for so long, but it's a future which hasn't yet been written. And I'm starting to think fate is what you make it.
It's okay to be scared, but we can face anything if we're together.
I don't want to be alone tonight, do you?
Of course, last episode, Keyleth was seeing the future of all their skeletons. Vax. The future is uncertain. God, Vax and Percy just have this interesting relationship, but the idea that... No, I've got to listen to that sentence again.
But we can face anything if we're together.
I don't want to be...
I guess
it's frightened me for so long, but it's a future which hasn't yet been written.
Okay, so for so long, well, not for so long, but for this season, he's kind of on the idea that the future that he sees has to be the one that's going to happen. I mean, I suppose that this in itself is a visual representation of what Vax saw as being wrong, because he saw that tombstone with all of them on it where Keyleth was suffering, and obviously Percy is being buried prematurely and away from everybody else. So it can be a representation of that, but also I think that the way that Percy died threw a wrench in the way that Vax thinks about everything, right? What went down with Percy and Vex and just with all of it, I think that it kind of throws a wrench in the way that Vex considers things, because I really don't think that he went into that situation at all expecting. I mean, none of them were expecting this, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't have gone. But I would imagine that if you are Vax or Pike or anyone, you would kind of be trusting Percy to come out on top in the end when it comes to Anna. And for it to happen the other way it's also different. Of course, none of them knew how Percy died, and I think that if Vax knew how Percy died by showing Anna mercy, that would be even more of a show towards him not knowing how the future is supposed to go, because it's such a show of the dynamics of a person, right? For Percy to go from who Vax saw him, who he was afraid of, this person who carried danger and darkness, to becoming someone who offered kindness and compassion. I think that would even throw him further the other way into being like, wow, okay, futures aren't written. Holy wow. Anyway. I don't want to be alone. Okay. Well, you two, please don't be alone tonight. Vex will be, but,
I'm starting to think fate is what you make it.
It's okay to be scared, but we can face anything if we're together.
Cutest. You're the cutest.
I don't want to be alone tonight.
I haven't wanted to be alone most nights.
It's not your fault, Scanlan. I could have stopped you from leaving.
Why didn't you?
When all options are terrible, you go with your heart.
Yeah. And what happens if that fails too?
If Scanlan leads the frickin' reaction to this... Oh no.
There's still a way, you know.
The hell do you want?
To offer condolences. And plan our next move against Thordak.
Oh, you've got some fucking nerve. Our deal is off, remember?
A handful of his spawn have already hatched. Dozens will follow within days. Unless you want Taldore to perish as your friend did, I suggest we rekindle it.
We need time. We're grieving. My sister's a shell of herself.
You don't have time.
I hadn't planned on burdening you with this. But it's time you knew the truth about your family and Thordak.
Thordak killed your mom. Oh my god.
Vex, we need to talk. You... What's all this?
I'm useless to you all right now. Distracted. I need to clear my head. Trinket and I will camp.
Vexalia,
God.
you can't. Pain you're in. It's not the first time you and I have felt it.
It's where she triggered the trap that set off the hallucinogenic gas. Okay. For a second I thought that was like literally a flashback to their mom about to die and keel over. Vex looks... not good.
What are you...
Oh, the tales of destruction Thordak tells. Boasting of the cities he's burned. Port California.
It's not like this wasn't
Grematash,
easy to kind of...
Byroden. Yes. Your hometown, if memory serves.
Not that this was not difficult
Your
to predict.
fate has been tethered to the Cinder King since you were a child. It's time you stop ignoring it. Thordak is your destiny.
That grief, it froze us both for years. Maybe our whole lives. And losing Percy might very well do the same. If we allow it.
What are you saying?
Stubby, we may be able to avenge both of them.
Oh.
Remember, trainees, we don't wish...
Ooh. But Percy's death sending those two off down on a vengeance thing? Oh. Okay. Let's wait for the gecko to be done, I guess.
A dozen juvenile dragons wiped out Whitestone. And according to Raishan, Thordak's nest will hatch soon. If they do...
We're fucked in every single hole.
It would be bad. Yes.
Nobody trusts her less than me, but we didn't listen to her last time and it got Percy killed.
But taking him on for the most dangerous dragon in the world. You've tried that before.
Unless you have some army hidden away, what would be different?
What if we did have an army?
Oh boy. Grog, I told you not to eat Percy's workshop paste.
What? No, I mean,
no,
everywhere we've been, we made friends.
Can we stop mentioning
enemies?
Oh, yeah, sure, but if Thordak wins, friends, enemies, they all suffer. This is bigger than Whitestone. Even even Taldore.
He's right. Maybe I could convince the Ashari to help.
We could ask Zara and Cash and Vasselheim.
And Earthbreaker Groom. That guy's a beast.
A compelling idea, Grog. But you're talking about a handful of scattered fighters. I doubt it would be enough.
How about 1,000 Singorn soldiers?
That would certainly make a difference.
Then what are we waiting for?
Are you gonna be able to get that because Thordak murdered her mom? She's back. Hi.
Why do I always have to be the bait, Z? Because, my darling Cash, you are just so damned attractive.
And you were supposed to be here an episode ago.
Correct. All right, come on. Let's haul him back for the reward.
And how much will the take pay you for him? 100 gold? 50?
No. 25.
What if you upgraded to something a bit scalier?
Ah, you talking dragons? No. Last time we got involved with you lot, we nearly got killed.
Come on, don't you
your
want
fault.
a shot at redemption? Or at least a much bigger bounty?
All right, we know we owe you. But near death and certain death are quite different. Sorry, me and Z, package deal. Speaking of, where's your sister?
She talking to her dad? Oh my god.
So, you've done it. Acquired the Fenris bow.
She's
I suppose you've come
dick.
to receive my praise.
Lovely seeing you too, Father. But no, I don't need approval. I seek something much harder to give.
Our armies. I've heard you're gathering forces, but I'm afraid that's quite impossible. Thordak can have him on for all I care. Our forces must remain here in defense of Singorn.
Your military is the easy part.
Oh. Then what do you wish of me?
I want you to admit the truth. The dragon killed Mother, Elena. I spent years thinking her death was my fault. That somehow we were the reason you sent her to Byrodin. And if we hadn't been born, she might still be alive. And you know why I believed that? Because you did too. You blamed us for her death.
Nonsense! I never said any such thing!
You turned your back on your children. In our moment of need, you shut us out. Left us to fend for ourselves in a world that consumes love and hope. The only advice you ever gave was to guard our hearts, to let no one in. And now I know why. It's because you were too proud to admit you loved her. Her death hurt you as much as it hurt us. That's your truth.
Oh my god, Vex. I'm so proud of her for doing this. Of course, his first thought is that she is Fenris. And she has no desire to shove it in his smug. So at this point, this is when she gets it. Oh god. I hate this.
That was long ago. I've moved on.
I haven't.
No, you haven't.
You taught me my love was poison. I learned the lesson so well. I kept the one decent man who shared his heart at arm's length until it was too late. And now I would give anything to hold him. To tell him how I feel. To not be the callous fool you made me. But everyone's pain is their own. And he's gone.
Holly, I'm sorry.
This is my only bargaining chip, Father. The truth. If you've any love left for me, or for Mother, then march to Mourn and prove it. And if not for us, think of those who will occupy this world when you are gone.
Your daughter.
If anything is left.
She still wears the feather. God. I'm so proud of you, Vex.
Gash and Zara declined.
Transitions are always so,
Will this be enough?
so smooth.
I'm here. No matter what happens, we'll face it together.
Not my fate. Not yours.
Ours.
What are you doing?
Oh, sometimes singing calms my nerves.
This is Kaylee's song.
Your lyrics are beautiful, Scanlan. Did you show her?
No, and I won't. I tried being a father and a part of this team, and I failed at both things.
Oh,
maybe there's a solution.
No.
Yeah, there is. No more distractions.
Guys, you gotta see this.
Good job, Vex. Her broom.
Holy shit. She did it.
Very well, our soldiers are at the ready. What is the plan of attack?
We'll wage a two-pronged assault. Your Singorn army, Groon's warriors, as well as the Whitestone Pale Guard, will march through the city gates, engaging Thordak's spawn head-on.
With fire tamers and air Ashari in front to shield against flame attacks.
Allura and I will also lend our magic to the cause.
And while the ground forces engage Thordak's offspring, Vox Machina will use the distraction to reach his lair.
How will you get inside?
I've scouted it. We'll approach from the air.
That won't work. His children guard it now.
And who might you be?
She's, well...
Just tell the truth.
Her name is Lark. Codename, that is.
There is an unprotected back entrance to Thordak's lair. A tunnel by the cliffs too small for a dragon, but large enough to get inside.
And you assure us the tunnel will be open?
I pledge my word.
So, we take up the small ones while you use your vestiges on Thordak.
Plus the plate, if I can get it to work.
You will, sweetheart.
It's a sound plan, Lady Vexalia.
But will
Lady.
it work?
Lady.
It has to.
Infantry, forward!
Lady Vexalia.
Good luck out there. It's an honor to have you on our side.
The Stormlord is by your side. That's all you need.
Yes, meme.
Vex, I'm sorry I wasn't there.
I know, Scanlan. After today, maybe we can all forgive ourselves.
You ready, sister?
For Percy. For Mother. For Exandria!
For Exandria!
Shit! Down!
Well, no getting in that way.
Smoke but no fire. How's that work?
And no resistance. You'd think they'd notice us by now. Or at least notice me.
Thankfully, we still have Raishan's entrance.
And if it isn't there?
I see it. Land there.
So much smoke. Can't see a thing.
Hold!
Ambush.
Wormlings!
Mages to the front!
Take positions!
Why are they not attacking?
Do you feel that?
No. She sold us out. It's sealed?
Still hot. Thordak must have melted it shut less than an hour ago.
Grog, can you punch through this?
But it won't be quiet. Damn, I'm stronger than I thought.
I don't think that's you, big guy.
God damn it! I told you we couldn't trust her.
Wait. And that means...
Father. He left his lair.
He's gorgeous.
Oh, God.
Now, this is what your children have been fighting, buddy.
What have I done?
No, it's not your fault, Vex. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's the end of the episode. That's the end of the episode. Oh my god. Oh my god, I've got work coming up. Alright, we'll jump straight to the next one. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Middle. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm pretty glad that I watched a bit of this episode first, otherwise I would have had to stop to grieve Percy being dead all over again. I'm glad that they are taking time to, even though this wasn't the episode where they started a siege on a dragon, like, they did take time to honor him and make sure that he's missed, you know? That people are feeling the loss. It's not just like, oh, well, I guess he's gone, moving on. They are actually being really good about it. They're moving the story forwards, but at the same time still being, like, very aware that they just lost a major player. And that is having a different effect on everybody. For some people, it's a push to go in the, right direction, to chase after happiness, to... Because God damn, that's what Percy told him, that it's okay to it's okay to seek happiness yourself or something. That's what he told Vex. That's what he told Vax. To try to, God, fix something with Keela. I'm glad those two at least figured their mess out. And Vex being able to go to her dad and being like, we did the same thing for different reasons. He can't admit that he loved their mom because of his pride. She wasn't able to admit that she loved Percy because she was afraid. And that is something that he passed on to her. It's like I'm happy that she was able to recognize that she is not her father in this case. They do the same thing, but with different reasons. I mean, I am absolutely heartbroken that had to be the way that they finally came together on an issue. But I guess loss is the universal narrative that we can all connect to. Anyway, so obviously a big cliffhanger of an episode. Thordak's animation was beautiful. I don't know when he got all those lit up parts all over his body, but he looks gorgeous. And I'm full expecting to see Cash and Zara. I'm fully expecting them to show up, so anyway, yeah, so I'm Kira. If you enjoyed the video, if you want to consider leaving a like or even subscribing, it helps me out. Small channel, everything helps. And I hope you're doing well wherever and whenever you are. And I will see you very soon with the next episode. Because this was a hell of a cliffhanger. So